Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 65 of Let's Platinum Batman Arkham Knight. Like last time, I have to do post-commentary for this, so it's going to sound a little bit different. Yeah, I actually, in between episodes, it was just a few minutes, but I worked out how to get that Riddler trophy. Basically, you just have to be out of the room in order to stop the camera from seeing you. It doesn't kind of really make sense though, because if it was Batman that was causing the switch to turn off whenever he looked at it, uh, then, like, as I also showed, the remote control batarang did that too. Like, if Batman was in the room and I used the remote control batarang, it would still do the same thing. So I don't know how being out of the room and using a remote control batarang works, but it does. Oh yeah, the other thing is, in the last episode you may not have been able to hear the game volume too much, and you probably would have had to put your speakers up quite a lot. I know I'm listening to it. I was just testing it myself on my laptop. I had to put my speakers all the way to the max just to hear myself, but it was clear, and the volume's not. No, the volume for the game isn't too important. Um, at least not in these episodes. Don't worry, I'll make sure that I get it right when I continue the story, which will be soon. I think we're only a few episodes away. Um, okay, this one. I think at this point, did I know? Yeah, I did. Okay. So I figured it out, and the way I figured it out was I noticed that there were red hearts everywhere in this area and in the Panessa Studios, and I thought, maybe if I just put everything as hearts. But yeah, so there was a red heart, black heart, red heart, black heart. Those were the only ones, and I saw a ton of red hearts, and I just thought, well, since the second and fourth reels don't have red hearts, I guess it must be black hearts. So yeah, I did that and it worked. So excellent. Okay, we're done with Vanessa Studios. The only thing left in here is the disrupted, or the mine that I need to get the disruptor upgraded to actually get out of the way so I can access that last Riddler trophy. Um, so I'm going to collect more Riddler stuff in other locations now. That's where I'm going, trying to get out of here. And then I'll come back when I have enough, which I don't know when that will be because I probably have to complete a few of the side missions as well in order to gain access to that. And one of the side missions is obviously Heir to the Cowl, so I think I'll have to do the main mission and then do the side mission. So I'll do that when I get a chance. Hopefully there are two main missions left and not just one, because if that's the case, it'll make it a bit more frustrating. Alright, so now I think I'm deciding to go to the... where is it? Should be yeah, what's that called? The Arkham Knight headquarters. Here I was looking at the subway. I was trying to figure out how many, so there's 5 there, but I need 4. Yeah, I need 4 more Riddler stuff, so I needed to find... I think this one was all done though. It's 22, yeah, that one was all done, so I needed to find one more Riddler informant to get the thing, and I found it instantly, which was really lucky. So let's just, yeah, I came here and took him out. Did I explain that? I don't know if I ended up explaining. Oh, I think I explained it in the episode. No, it was after this. I think it was after this. So after this episode, I basically...
Talk while you still can.
Now I'm confused. I don't remember. Anyway, it was a certain point. I basically collected every single... I found all the informants so that I got every single location shown on my map just to get it out of the way. So let's have a look. Stag Airship has 26. Did I actually look at it? Yeah, okay, so I think I went out of my way to find them because I was counting them there. I'm confused, I don't remember editing anything out. Well, I mean, I definitely didn't edit anything out yet.
Got them with the sleep after Joker died.
Did I do it after the episode? That's what I did, yeah, that's right. I did it after the episode. Okay, so what I did was let's see if I can explain this. I'm going to the Arkham Knight headquarters now, and I completed that in the episode. I basically got everything that I needed to get in there, and then I ended the episode. And then after I ended the episode, I collected all the rest of the Riddler informants that I needed. I probably needed, I think, 4 or 5, and that unlocked everything. So when I do the next episode, um, I'll basically go straight to what I need to do because I've done that off screen. So I'll probably mention that again before the end of this episode, just so you guys remember. But yeah, that's the only thing. I thought, I may as well do it off screen because I'd shown you already so many Riddler informants, and I thought there's no reason to really show me getting every single one, despite the fact that I was so close to doing it. It just didn't really make sense. Alright, so I found this elevator, and it took me into the Arkham Knight headquarters, which gave me access to those other Riddler trophies and stuff. So let's go through them. This elevator ride's not too long. It's probably one of the ones that's more on the long side, but even that, it's not that long. Um, this wasn't too bad. Like, I actually quite liked doing the Arkham Knight headquarters trophies. The only thing that was annoying was getting out because I couldn't for the life of me remember where I put the where the elevator was. So I wish I had taken note, but it was, yeah, right here at the bottom of the escalator. All right, so there's a ton of trophies and stuff around here, but they're all really nice and compact, so it was easy to find them. Psychotic Doctor. That was Scarecrow. That one wasn't too hard. Who caught the fear bug, the fruits of his research of powerful drug. Okay, so yeah, I just went over here and found a Riddler. What do they call these? Like Riddler devices. Conductivity. I always like doing that. I thought that was a really cool way of designing a sort of a small mini game. They've just really thought about this so well. That's why I liked it. I opened it up and grabbed that Riddler trophy first. This was a pretty tricky puzzle. I had to try this a few times. It's simple, like it's simple to work out, but it's actually hard to pull off. So it took me a few tries, but I got it eventually. Essentially, the way it works is you'll see if you shoot that, 2 orbs come out from there and there, and then you have to shoot those things to make them to put them in the right position. So now I shoot the one on the right and that flips it. I shoot the one on the left and that continues it. I almost got it on the first go. The only reason I failed, well actually not the first go, I think it's this next go. I almost got it on this go. The only reason I failed was because I didn't realize that I had to do the one on the, was it the one on the right first? I don't remember now. Let's see, so that makes sense. Then I pull down that way, that goes up there. Then I changed that one, then I changed that one, and then I had to do the one on the right first. That's where I was screwing up. It took me a few tries to obviously realize that, but once I realized that I got it. There, we'll try again. I could probably edit some of this out, but it's actually interesting. It's a lot more difficult to edit out stuff in post commentary than it is in live commentary. Because I know where I'm gonna sort of stop. I'm just here. It's pretty much impossible for me to tell from this position where I actually get it. So I'm just gonna have to, like I did it last episode, but that was because I don't know. I think I had more of a memory of how long it took me to do it. This one, not so much. So I'll just keep talking. There. I think I made the same mistake. I went left as soon as I could, and then tried to get the one on the right. Very silly. I think this is when I realized that I was like, hang on, that orb is getting there quicker, and I'm failing it every single time, so it must be the one on the right. So if I don't get it this time, it'll be in a few times after that. There. Thank God you can use the remote electrical charge to activate some Riddler switches. There we go, yeah, I got it that time. Right and then left. That was the only reason I couldn't get it. It took like 3 minutes to do that. Okay. Another Riddler trophy. What was this one? I think that was just a that was just like to deal with some of the thugs during the Arkham Knight fight. Let's have a look. I don't know how I missed that. You may have seen that. It was very, very quick. At the top of the screen it was the Riddler trophy. I'll show it again when I get it. I saw that first and I was just like, come on, let me look for this Riddler trophy. It's got to be somewhere around here. I thought I'd get up here, scan the area, but couldn't see anything. I looked at the destructible thing on the bridge and I was like, it has to be something with, I mean, you know, it doesn't have to necessarily be something with that because I think again it was for that fight with Arkham Knight. But yeah. Alright, let's have a look. So yeah, I decided to do this. This one wasn't too hard either. It's simply a matter of, I did make a slight mistake. What did I forget to do? Oh. Did I really forget to blind that one first? Why did I forget that? That's really odd. I can't believe it. It seems so obvious to me now that I had to blind that one first, but for some reason
I need to pick a target before
Really weird.
giving an order.
Okay, but yeah, it was simple. It was just blind that one, then the machine or the robot takes that one out, blind it again so you have enough time, step on the switch, grab the trophy, easy peasy, and get out of there. I thought it activated again because that red light turned on very quickly, but I don't think it did. I was trying to work out what these were. I think they're hats, yeah, they're all hats. A bit weird. Okay, now I was trying to get my bearings on that Riddler trophy. I was like, it's gotta be. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just explode this, see what happens. Maybe it'll like do something that'll reveal the Riddler trophy, but I don't think it ended up doing it. Let's have a look. I mean, I know it didn't end up doing it, and then I realized there it is, hiding like no other trophy in the game. Ooh, excuse me. I have a real problem with yawning. Yeah, this one wasn't too bad. You have to use a remote electrical charge on it though. One. I think it only takes one, but I like firing two. I feel like it makes it go slightly faster. And yeah, I don't know how I didn't notice this immediately. It's so obvious, that thing on the left, and then I was like, maybe it's this. No, hang on, let me have a look again. And I was like, wait, there was all these bugs around there. It's obviously that. Psychotic doctor who caught the fear bug. The fruits of his research, a powerful drug. Alright. Whee! I love that jump. Double X. Alright. Breakable object and a Riddler trophy in that direction. Alright, where are you? That right there where I'm just pointing is the Deathstroke? No, Arkham Knight. It's an Arkham Knight riddle as well, if you forgot. Where was it? It's actually tricky to find this one, I think. But I got it eventually. There it is, yeah. One, two. Ah yeah, this one. This one's not too hard. It looks trickier than it actually is. The hard part was working out which way to activate the machine, but luckily I got it right the first time. Either way it would have worked actually. It would have worked, but I think I did it right the first way. Okay, now we go over here. Yeah, this is why, like, to be honest, I accidentally, didn't record the commentary live because I forgot to press the button, or not press the button, I forgot to turn on the device, the microphone. And I had sort of reservations about even doing post-commentary for it because I thought to myself, I'm like, why would I mean, this is just collecting trophies, it's nothing like too important, and I'm showing like how to do it basically. But I thought, just for the sake of consistency, I'll go ahead and record the post commentary for it. So yeah, I mean I may as well. It's kind of like, it's also to be fair to my viewers as well. If you're watching me for commentary, if you're watching me for gameplay, you know, for whatever reason, I think it's unfair for me to not not do that. Now I liked this one. This is really fun. This was a memory game. All you had to do was find the matches and use the remote switch to basically pick them. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. I worked it out pretty easily. I mean, it's only a 4x4 match. Doesn't matter really how big a memory match is. It's pretty much easy peasy to do. Bloop, bloop. That one as well. And that one. If the audio, by the way, the audio in this video will probably, you should be able to hear me. That's the main thing. You should be able to hear me clearly. But if I'm like not talking, the audio for the like the game audio might be emphasized, and it'll make it a little bit frustrating as it like cuts in and out. But luckily, it's just this and that episode, or this and the previous episode that have that. So yeah, again, I'm sorry about doing that. It was silly. I don't know why the hell I forgot to turn it back on. It was literally, in the last episode I said that I turned it off to save the battery because I wasn't ready to start yet. But I started literally like a minute later, so I probably should have just left it on. Oh well. It's when you get out of routine that you make mistakes. Alright, yeah, here I was trying to work out how the hell I had to get out of here. I was like, where did I come in from? And then I remembered that I came in from an elevator, but I couldn't tell on the map where it was. And I thought it was near, I was trying to work out this area here that I'm above, looked like the area that Commissioner Gordon was being held in earlier in the game. And I was just confused. I was like, where is it? I don't remember. So yeah, it took me a little while to work this out. But I'll leave it in because that way you guys can actually see where it is if you're looking for it too. Come on, Batman. Or me. It actually takes quite a long time to do the commentary for this video and the last video. Like over again. I wanted to record some videos. I should still be able to record some today, but yeah. And I cannot for the life of me find this is where I started like sort of working out where it could be, because I was like, okay, I know I did that and I came from here, and then I found it. I was like, thank God. Yeah, I finally found it. And I did notice this elevator is actually quite open, and I think I looked up here and you can actually see approximately how far away it is, which is really cool. Come on. There we go. I looked up. It's the City Vision tower. These are the letters right here. This white sort of shining stuff is the letters City Vision. I think there's that O and N, or at least the O might be broken. It's hanging a lot lower than the I. Alright, so now I wanted to finish the Arkham Knight headquarters north. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to head there and do that. Did I end up finding another Riddler informant? I don't think I did, but if I did, cool. Let's find out.
The Arkham Knight took off. Just another cocky pretender.
Yeah, this one was a bit odd. It, like, the other one told me exactly where it was, like exactly where the entrance was, even like on the elevator and everything. But this one didn't really show me. It kind of like just said, yeah, it's about here. I think I called the Batmobile here so that I can get down there. This was cool. I just started fighting. I called the Batmobile, started fighting, and then knock him out. And knock that one out too. Alright. Test out my dodge boosters.
should use the
So
wind.
yeah, this was not too bad. I was so happy to finally figure out where that riddle was, because and to be honest, when I actually found out where it was, I was like, I could not believe that I missed it. It did not make sense to me that I missed it. It seems so obvious. Okay, I found one of the breakable objects just on the wall there. Spider drones apparently is what they're called. And there's a lot of stuff to collect around here, but it was all actually very quick. I wanted to check here first, but there was nothing here. This was a section that I came into earlier, but there was no trophies or anything like that in this area. I collected everything. I think I had the remote electrical charge already, so I could collect everything that was in there. Okay, and then drop down, and I decided to start on this side. So I looked here. This was an interesting little puzzle. Essentially what you had to do was you could see the little reticle just hitting everything. You had to hit the switch right when it hits the question mark, which was surprisingly easy for me, even when it was going quite quickly, like you'll see here. There you go. I got it all in one. That last one was maybe a bit lenient, but I want to be fair to myself and as well and say that was my skill. Okay, yeah, so I think I caught that out of the corner of my eye, that spider drone right there. Not to mention the fact that the map said that there was something in that general vicinity. And then, oh yeah, finding that one, that was good. I don't know how I missed that one the first time. Alright, and then I noticed the big Riddler switch and I was like, okay, we got to do something with the Batmobile. Now this puzzle is actually quite challenging, but because of the way they designed the Batmobile, it makes it a little bit easier. But it's still pretty challenging. So what you got to do is you got to fire the power winch, lower the Batmobile down, place it on the switch, watch the turret. I remember saying that the turret was going crazy there. And then what you got to do is every time you hit a switch, it'll close up the red area so that the ball can go further down. So you hit that switch, hit that switch, hit that switch. So like that's pretty simple, right? But then they actually take it up a notch, and you have to get this 3 times. But the next one, it comes at the same time. So you'll notice there you go, a second ball is already coming down. I was like, what? And then I thought to myself, I don't have to do 2 at once, right? And I tried it, and oh, maybe I don't have to do 2 at once. I just realized that ball didn't go in, but I don't know if it was because I timed the thing wrong or if it didn't have both. Let me have a look. That was a bit early. Yeah, that one was a bit early. I don't know, but essentially I think you do have to do it at the same time. And then working it out how to do it at the same time is a bit tricky. So it's 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, no, wait. 1, 2, 3, no, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4. I think that's it. 5, 4, 5, yeah. Yeah, because of the sort of leniency that they provide with the way each bullet shoots, it wasn't too bad. I could have super ejected here, but I decided to let the Batmobile go up to the top first. I think if you drive the Batmobile over the edge there, you die. Like, well, I assume you die, because I think Batman specifically says, he goes like, if I lose the Batmobile down there, it's never getting back out, so I'm assuming you die. That was a good glide. I actually almost reached the trophy. And then here I just decided to be smart and equip the back claw so that I could grab it without having to worry about that. There's the next puzzle. That one wasn't too tricky actually either. Can't believe how few puzzles we have left to go. Stag Enterprise will be probably a little bit tricky because it was, I don't know, when I got there the first time I just didn't know where any of the trophies were and I was like, what do I have to do for this? What do I have to do for that? But oof, we'll get there eventually. Alright, so let's see, is it just this puzzle? Yeah, okay. Just this puzzle for now, and then we've got a few more things to collect and we're done. I like that jump. Sometimes it's really hard to navigate in this game. I always think that R2 allows me to sprint, but it just allows me to crawl. Okay. So a fairly simple process. You'll notice that there's a switch there, yeah, and it's facing to the right, so it turns the thing to the right. And that does not help me at the moment, because if it turns to the right, and I think it'll actually show. I think I tested it, yeah. I decided I'm gonna let this go and just see what happens. It falls there, goes to the red, so I was like, yep, that makes sense. So stop it there. Then I turn or press the switch so that it can turn the other way, and that will allow me to keep the ball in whatever that little cog is because of the barrier. I also realized if you can actually position the second and last one straight away to collect the ball. So if you position the second one facing up and the third one the same, then you just have to maneuver the first and second one and it'll go straight to the end. Oh, actually no, you'd have to maneuver the third one as well, but you'd already be in a position to do that. Okay, then I changed the switch so that you could use the barrier on the right, and I think, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that last one, it goes in reverse. So that was one thing that you had to be wary of. Or does it go in reverse? Maybe not. It looked like it went in reverse. Oh, it looked like it went in reverse because it started from the bottom, but yeah. No, it actually goes the right way. There we go. Nicely done. Easy peasy. Okay, now I had to sort of like look at the map carefully and try and work out how to get to those next ones. You can actually see there are lines on the map there that denote where each thing takes you, and most of it was to do with like elevators and stuff, so I worked that out eventually. I think I was trying to look for the breakable object here. Did I find it? Yeah, here I knew that I was too high, but I knew that there was one there. And then you can see that just below, that's an elevator, and it links to the line that or links to the square that the line is pointing to. I think I decided to go all the way up just to work out where I had to go. And down here. Was it here? Yeah, okay, so it's behind me. And yeah, there it is. And then that's the elevator shaft. So I knew that I had to, you can see it here, the elevator shaft's there. And then if you follow the line, it goes down to that one right there. And the riddle is right ahead. And it also leads into where that next one was. So it's like, yep, go down here. For some reason, it drops straight through, but it's okay. Yeah, and here's the riddle. I don't know how I missed this. Like, I was looking for those rabbits, like, the entire time, and I don't know how I missed that. It's really odd. Oh well. I still only have one upgrade point, just realized there. That's alright. You don't get too many for doing, actually you don't get anything for doing these in terms of experience. Probably should have made it like 50 experience, 100 experience, something like that. For rid of the trophy. I don't know, it depends on how long it's actually going to take me to farm the rest of the experience later on. Hopefully not too long. And then I worked out this one, I just had to get in the other elevator and go down one more.
By now your brain cells lay dying, strewn over your cerebral lining like Allied soldiers across the beaches of Normandy.
Here I was trying to work out how to actually get into that area, I think. And then I realized. Yeah, it basically ended up being down here. I was pretty lucky that it was just like right down there. So instead of having to come down the elevator, I don't even know if I could have. It just came straight down here. This one again, I don't know how I didn't get this. Oh, I didn't get this the first time because of the way they positioned. Oh, I think because of the way it was working at the time. Couldn't do it. This was a little tricky, but I got it. So you go here, and then I thought, let me check here, and I was like, oh, what's that? Let me crash into it. But then I remember that requires an electrical charge to destroy. Actually, I didn't remember it 100% straight away. I think what I did was I used the remote battering now, and I went in here, and I realized that right in front of me from the start there, it's blocked by a gate, was you know, an electrical charge. And then I thought, okay, I see. You hit the switch, it opens that gate, you get the electrical charge, and then you, you get the electrical charge, and then you use it in that room. So that's what I realized after doing that. Yeah, you just have to maintain the blinding on that drone, otherwise it'll kill you. Okay, and I thought I could just go quickly before I have to blind it again. Through there, and it actually, yeah, provides like a straight path directly there. Done. Go in, break the sentry drone, and good to get the no reason to destroy it, but I'll destroy it anyway just in case. For some reason I come back here. Alright. Now what did I do now? I don't actually remember what I did now. I checked, everything was collected. Had a look at my points. Had a look at Riddler. Oh, no I didn't. Yeah, I think I just did a scan of like what I was, and said what I was going to do next. So yeah, this is where I was explaining it. So in the next episode, or before the next episode, in between, I'll collect the Riddler informants, which I've actually already done because it's post commentary, and I required, I think it was 4 or 5, so I needed 3 of those, or 3 to get that, and I think I needed 3 to get that, 1 to get the one at the bottom and 3 to get the rest of these. So it was 4, yeah, that's right. And then in the episode, I think I'll start with wherever I'm closer. I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess I could start with the underground tunnel network since it's very quick, and then I'll finish on Stag Enterprise. Yay, I got so much stuff now. It's time to unlock all that, those audio files. Okay, so we're gonna get out of here. Did I do another thing? I don't think I did anything else. But I did just get out of here really quick. Alright, but anyway, I think that's the end of the episode coming up. So that was the episode. That was episode 65 of Let's Platinum Batman Arkham Knight. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll be back soon with, well, tomorrow with another episode for you.
I nearly got hit by Batman's tanker.
My name is Ultima456. What I'm doing here. I launched into the sky, but I can't remember for what reason. Well, I know that I end in the sky, so...
You know, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm getting kind of
once again, my name is Ultima456, and I will see